This video is to show you how to get up and running as quickly as possible with the FIIO M3K portable high-resolution music player. So this player comes with a pretty nice little case, USB charging and data transfer cable. Here's a USB-C adapter and a micro USB adapter you can plug into your Android phone or your computer. The transfer rate on this is really fast. We had the X1 Generation 2 FIIO before, and that's a really great player, but it is slow compared to this. This player is really snappy and it transfers about 4 times faster just using the regular USB. This upper left key is the power button. So you just press and hold that, you'll get it powered up. The FIIO M3K doesn't have any internal memory, so you have to use a micro SD chip just like this one. So you'll load your music onto this and then you flip it upside down and put it into this slot. So this slot is also really deep. I don't have any fingernails. I could not get this chip to go in here with my regular fingernails, so I use the side of this micro USB adapter until it clicks. There we go. And then on this right side, you've got a 3.5mm stereo audio jack. And then you'll plug your charging cable, micro USB, into there. So that got going. If you loaded up your micro SD card and you put your music on that chip, you may need to refresh your media. To navigate, you can press and slide around this here in the center, or you can use the bottom right and left. Your update media setting, you can select using the center key. You can also use this play, pause, select key. Here's the power key, here's your volume bar, and then this select key or play and pause is right there. So under system settings, media library, I set it to auto, and you can figure out where your setting is there. If you're a Quantum Sound Therapy client, these will be preset for you, so you won't have to worry about these. This upper right is the back key. The other settings we'll go over in just a minute. I want to show you how to get up and running first. So I'm going to select Browse Files, and then you'll see your music here. We have a folder structure, AM and PM. So you will select to go inside of there, and then you can scroll down and play one of these different soundtracks. Once something's playing, you'll see the numbers counting here, and it'll show you what's playing. Your volume here is in the upper left. I'll show you what volume level you're at. If you have an iCube or an Ohm Pocket, you'll want to set this to 60, which is the maximum volume. If you're a regular person out there in the world, you may want to turn it down. That may be too loud for you. Now, if you press this 3 lines, you can get over to another quick shortcut selection where you've got EQ, favorites, playlists, and that. We don't use any of that. We just use the repeats on the very top. So you've got shuffle play, sequential play will play everything and stop. We use loop play primarily. Loop play will play everything and then start at the beginning. Single loop will play one soundtrack or song. Concentrate, clearing, or wellness would be really good for iCube users to experiment with that single loop. You probably don't want to single loop too much else when you're first getting started. Like I said, primarily just leave that on loop play. And we'll go here to back. Now, if you press this power key, you'll lock your player. Now it'll lock all the center controls, but it does not lock your volume bar or your play pause. So be mindful that if you click these keys, when you go to unlock this, things will have changed. So we recommend for an Ohm Pocket user in particular, because you're out in the world with these bouncing around in your pocket, if you keep this in the case, and you can protect yourself from having volume or play pause changes that you may not be aware of. The battery life on these is really great. Like I said, the processor is incredible. So playing a WAV file, we get at least 20 to 23 hours. It's hard to keep track sometimes over that long spans of time when the player dies. But if you're an Ohm Pocket user, this is definitely worth the upgrade for the battery life. You can make the battery last even longer by turning the volume down a little bit, but we usually just leave it at 60 because that's a really great life. So those are the basics on how to get up and running and get started on playing your soundtrack. Really quick, you may bounce over here to play settings. You can see your repeat options there. Resume mode, we keep that in position because that means that it will, if your player's turned off, it will start exactly the same place and the same song as you left off when you turned your player off. And then play through folders, if you leave this grade out, that will only loop inside your AM or your PM folder. Whatever folder of music you have or soundtrack, it'll stay inside that. And for iCube and Ohm Pocket users, that is essential, so keep that grayed out. And then over here in System Settings, Update Media Library, if we go back all the way to about M3K, this firmware 130, the only weird thing I've seen is that if you use your USB cable and transfer songs or soundtracks over to your player, if you do not, you have to pop this chip out and pop it back in for the FIIO M3K to understand that things have updated. Otherwise, it'll just give you the same track list you had before, which is really weird. Even if you refresh the media library, you have to pop the chip out, back in, and then do a refresh for this player to understand it got updated via the USB cable. So that's just something to be mindful. They'll probably fix that pretty quick. But if you are a Quantum Sound Therapy client or a Cloud Sound Therapy client, feel free to reach out on comments, or you can email or reach out to us if you have questions or issues. If you're not a client of ours, then I'm going to post the support links in the description, so feel free to check those out, and hopefully this video has been helpful in getting you up and running with this player.